ich hab dich kein. Ich sitz unter a Feigenbaum, Arum is grün, es ist grün und grün. Ich lieg unter a Mandelbaum, is gewesen bei mir in Träum, Ich lieg unter a Mandelbaum, is gewesen bei mir in Träum, A Boxerbaum, a Feigenbaum, a Mandelbaum in Eugat, halt ein sich kein. A Boxerbaum, a Feigenbaum, a Mandelbaum in Eugat, halt ein sich kein. A Boxerbaum, a Feigenbaum, a Mandelbaum in Eugat, halt ein sich kein. A Boxerbaum, a Feigenbaum, a Mandelbaum in Eugat, halt ein sich kein.
Good Shabbos, good Shabbos, good Shabbos. I like good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos to all of you. As I'm scrolling through Kabbalat Shabbat, seeing all the faces. So good to see. Some of you haven't seen in so long. To Angie, my friend John. Oh, it's so good to see Robin and Shulamit and so many friends here. and some new friends. Some new friends to the Romemu community who will be joining us tonight to lead Tefillah, this prayer service on this unique Shabbat, the Shabbat of Shirah, Shabbat of song, named uniquely for the song of the sea that the Israelites sang when they finally made it to the other side. When they had all of that behind them, they sang a song. And so we've invited to join Chazan Basia and myself tonight, our dear friends Eliana Light and Mikey Parker are here tonight to lead us in Tefillah, lead us in song. So join us wherever you are. If you can turn on your camera at some point tonight, that might be a little small victory so that we can see you also at some point over the next couple of minutes together. Otherwise, join us and we'll feel your heart singing together with us as we enter into the special poem of Yedid Nefesh, Beloved of My Soul, in the second stanza where it says, Hadur Na'eh Ziv Ha'olam, Radiance of the World. Thank you, Eliana.
Thank you so much for having me here in this beautiful sacred space, back with my Romemu community, forever community. Hadur Na'eh Ziv Ha'olam, my soul is sick for your love, the only kind of sickness I can stand, the sickness, the desire to be with the Holy One. It's a new melody for you, but there's a part for you. Just follow Hazan Vasya and pick up as much as you can. Hadur Na'eh Ziv Ha'olam, Nafshi Olam Tabata. Hadur Na'eh Ziv Ha'olam, Nafshi Ola Tabata. Hadur Na'eh Ziv Ha'olam, Nafshi Ola Tabata. Nafshi Ola Tabata. I am yearning for your love. I am yearning for your love. I am yearning for your love. We are yearning. We are yearning for your love. Yearning for your love. Last time with all of your heart. Hadur Na'eh Ziv Ha'olam, Nafshi Ola Tabata. Yearning for your love. Yearning for your love. Oh, yearning for your love. Yearning for your love.
Sometimes while you're yearning, things fall down for your love. Falling for your love. We sing a new song for your love. We take our tambourine in hand like our prophetess Miriam. And if you don't have a tambourine, you might have a table, you might have a fork, you might have your body. Please in the spirit of liberation, in the spirit of the holy drumming, in the song that comes from liberation. Please, please drum along. Shiru Adonai, Shiru Shechadash, Shiru Adonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Adonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru Miyom Miyom, Yeshuato, Sapru Agoyim, Kivodo, V'chol Ha'amim, Niflotav, Ki Gadol Adonai U'olameo Norahu, Kol Elohim, Kol Elohim, Al-Melilim, Adonai Shamayim Masa, Hod Hadar Lefanav, U'Zeteferet, B'Mikdasho, Avul Adonai, Mishpechot Amim, Avul Adonai, Kavod Va'oz, Avul Adonai, Kevod Shemo, Sehu Mincha, Uvol Chatzrotav, Avul Adonai, B'Hadrat Kodesh, Chilu Mipanav, Kol Haaretz, Imru V'Goyim, Adonai Malach, Kohen Tevel, Baal Timot, Yadinamim, B'Misharim, Ismechu Hashamayim, V'Zogel Haaretz, Yiramayam, Mul Eloi, Yalo Sadai, B'Chol Asher Bo, Hazin Ranenu, Kol HaTayar, Lei Adonai, Kiva, Kiva, Lishbot Haaretz, Lishbot Tevel B'Tzedek, Ve'yamim B'Emunato, ay, 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 Yambaradai, ay, nanay, ay, Yambaradai, Yambay, ay, 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 Haridai, Yambaradai, Yambaradai, Hayadadai, Yambaradai, Hayanai, ay, Yambaradai, Hayanandai, Yambaradai, Hay, ay, ay, Yambaradai, Yambaradai, Hadadadadai, ooh, ay, ay, Hayadanado. Ay, ay, ay,
Please rise if you are able. The sounds of your own body, the sounds of creation, the trees, the strings plucked long ago that are still resonant. Feel your feet on the ground. Voices of creation, let breath move through you. Relax, relax your throat and sound together. Isn't it amazing that Basia can sing from so long ago and is still here? Avu.
Ay, ay, ay.
Amul Adonai, ימות שמו ישתחוו לאדוני וידרס כבודש כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד ירים אדוני על מים רבים כל אדוני והכוח ay 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 kol Adonai v'hadar kol Adonai shover razim v'yishamer Adonai edazei halvanon v'yakidem kemo egel evanon Vesir yon kemo venere emim ay ay ay
Adonai chotev lavotesh kol Adonai yachil midbar yachil Adonai b'kadesh kel Adonai cholel ayalot Sof Ye'arot Uvechalo Kulo Omer Kavod Ay ay
Adonai Lamabu Yashar Shel Adonai Melech Leolam Adonai Olei Amo Yiten Adonai Yeva Edamu b'shalom dini l'day dini day day ya bam bam bay ya bam 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 ay la la la. If your arms are crossed, let them go now. Ay la 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 la. Ay la 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 la. Ay la 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 la. Dini la 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 ya la 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 la. Yam bye yam bye bye bye. Yam me me bye bye yam bam ba da 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 dini da na na na. Ya da da ya da ya da no. As you're seated again, everybody, inviting you like a bridge between power and love, between peace, possibility, between God's blessing of shalom and strength and power, the anabikoach.
Great Spirit, please cut any cords that aren't serving us so we can be here in this moment. Elelai, 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 Allah, ya la 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 la, Allah, la la, ya la 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 la, Allah, la la, ya la 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 la, Allah, la la, Allah, la 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 la, Allah, la la, ya la la. Allah, ya la 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 la, la la la, oh oh oh, la la, la 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 lo, oh oh, la la, la 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 lo, la 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 lo. Anna bekoach gedula yaminacha tatir tzrura kabel rina damecha sagvenu ta'arenu nora Anna bekoach gedulat yamincha tatir tzrura kabel rina damecha sagvenu ta'arenu nora I like oh I like lo oh I like lo I like lo Anna bekoach gedulat yaminacha tatir tzrura kabel rina damecha sagvenu ta'arenu nora.
So I invite you to take 3 minutes now. Take a deep breath, everyone, and really let it go. Your microphones are off, and if the people in the room allow you to just audibly release whatever you might be holding. So often what we hold gets caught right here in the breath or in the top of the chest or somewhere in the body. And so as we're gently and very effortlessly, I guess, just turning inward for a moment just to feel your skin, your bones, the muscles that are holding, just allowing sound on this Shabbat Shirah to gently be released from the body. Kind of mini Yetziat Mitzrayim, this kind of mini moment of exodus, of feeling and of holding. Practicing an inner smile or maybe a gentle half smile. You might want to smile towards your eyes and inwardly smile towards your heart and lungs, and scanning the body for places that might need a smile, as it were. And in this last minute of our 3-minute meditation, inviting you to bring someone into your heart at this moment. Just invite them in. A friend, a teacher, a relative. So as we move our way into the Chadodi, holding the space for Dodi, those whom you love, those who are Dodim, beloveds, that you sing with even across time and space, past, present, and future, all gather here.
לסילה לך דודי לקראת קלה נשבז נקלה לך דודי לקראת קלה נשבז נקלה
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם ניסוחה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת הקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת
מקדש מלך עם מלוכה, קום יצאי מתוך הפכה, רב לך שבט בימי קבלך, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי. קרבה אל נפשי גלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי. כבוד אדוני אלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה,
Shabbat, Yom Kippur, may peace expand in every direction. May messianic grace come to us. Ay la la lecha dodi, ay la la gaskara, bomba ay benei Shabbat.
Shalom ateres balo, gam besimcha uvetzolo, toch emunei am segula, bo ichala Shabbat hamaka.
Raza speaks for itself. Chazan Basya. The secret of Shabbat, right? The secret of experience. The secret of Shabbat is unity. The secret of Shabbat is heaven and earth kissing. The secret of Shabbat.
יחד לילה בחול ופחי יש יחדת לטאטה ברזה תהיה
And the Shabbat Shirah is known in the literature of our teachers, of the wisdom masters of our tradition, as a Shabbat that's particularly potent for healing. This is the parsha, this is the portion of the Torah where we hear the words, Ani Adonai Rofecha, for I, God, am your healer. This powerful promise, Kol ha'machala asher samti Mitzrayim lo asim alecha, all of the machalot, all of the plagues. So we know at this moment we need healing. We need healing for ourselves, we need healing for this community and those well beyond it. And in particular also this Shabbat is a remembrance, a recognition of the power of those who came in the lineage of Miriam, who came in the lineage of the prophetess Miriam, the sister of Moses and Aaron, who went out with those healers to sing song and to lift up, and no greater expression of Miriam's lineage than Debbie Friedman, Aleh Shalom, the great singer and songwriter who passed away 10 years ago, and whose song for healing was so powerfully part of what became known as the Nusach of America, American Nusach, the powerful prayer list, as it were, of North American Jews. And so tonight, Mikey and Eliana, we invite you to bring forth healing prayers from that lineage as we, all of us, bring our attention to the names that we'll see in front of us on the screen.
מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Blessed friends, here we are. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Good Shabbos, good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, good Shabbos. I have to take off the reverb.
It's so good to be in the room, in the Zoom room, this room with my friends Mikey and Liana. It's so good to be with all of you. So we're so excited, as we always are, to be able to welcome people who are here for the first time, or those who just want to let us know where you're from and what you're bringing. And in a moment, we're gonna get to some offerings that people might be bringing with them this Shabbat. But a couple of very brief announcements, just to let you know about some of the resources that are happening here in this community for all of you to avail yourselves of. I'm not sure if my dear friend Jeff is with us at this moment. Is the executive director of Romemu, Jeffrey Kahn. Are you here? Okay, so he's not with us at this moment. So we're just going to briefly move through these announcements. So you'll see on the screen in front of you tomorrow morning, we'll have our open book and our services, 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. But also let you know that this Shabbat, we're participating with other communities that are involved with the Big Bold Jewish Climate Festival, right? So that's happening this Shabbat. So tomorrow morning we'll be studying together. Rabbi Kolorestis and I will be teaching, but we'll also be, in particular, having our attention towards that as well. And
finishing the week of Tu B'Shvat, the Havdalah Revaya dance party in partnership with the Big Bold Climate Festival that's starting with open book early in the morning, and then from 7 to 8:30 p.m. you're going to dance and learn with Rabbi Mira and Kohenet Aliza Rivka and have Havdalah. It's going to be beautiful with special guest Jana Diamond. Register at Romemu Cloud.
we have a couple of really important announcements in terms of the social action in this community, and it's vital that we let you know that the Social Action Committee has been working tirelessly on bringing together some important voices that are related to youth justice and criminal justice reform. The panel is chock full of amazing people. That's on February 4th, Thursday the 4th, this coming week on the 4th. And of course, the headliner is Ruth Messenger, just a force for good in the world, ambassador from the AJWS, and of course, former Manhattan Borough president. She's just a remarkable human being, and others are be there as well. And I also want to highlight that Alina Bloomgarden, our amazing Alina within our community, who does work with Music on the Inside, an organization, not-for-profit, that she is the director of, which brings music to those who are in prisons. And a number of the people who have benefited from that program will be on the panel as well as, of course, Melanie Roth-Garlick, who's from the community, and Harriet and Mark Saval's daughter, Kara Saval, will also be part of this. So it'll be an incredible evening this Thursday night, February 4th. Please join us for that. And also, if you have, if you have some coats this coming Sunday, any winter clothing, thank you, Rebecca, any winter clothing, bring them to the Romemu Center from 2 o'clock to 4:30 this coming Sunday. And you can also, while you're there, also help out with our Mandala Cafe, the opportunity every month, twice a month actually, to make food for those in the immediate local community around the Romemu Center. So that's all happening this Sunday.
And Sacred Conversations, we're going to invite you into the Sacred Conversation in groups of 8 to 10 members, leaders, and clergy on Zoom to deepen our conversation about what it means to be Jewish and how does spirituality enter our lives, how do we support each other. Register by February 4th and participate in this constant conversation that we are really all having, but really with conscientiousness and intention. So please sign up.
Let me say a little bit more about this. So this is an initiative of an amazing group of lay leaders. A huge thanks to Marsha Meisland, to Karen Goldstick, and Karen Fried, and Rabbi Danny Friedlander. So they brought this incredible idea to me and to Jeffrey. And so we've already, the email already went out to 100 of the first participants in this Sacred Conversations. It's a program that will be, an ongoing program, and so we're excited about that. So if you receive this invitation, please register as well for this program. It's great. Also, we got this email right before Shabbat. Thank you to Robert who sent this along. The Javits Center has new doses available for those who are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. So this came in about 5 minutes before Shabbat, and so we put this here just to let you know about it. It was important for us to bring this to the community. So thank you to Robert for sending this along. And lastly, our volunteers are standing by, meaning we have many volunteers who have stepped up and are part of the Chesed, the overall Chesed or Loving Kindness Committee, and they're waiting to help. And so if you need help, or anyone who needs help, just to listen or just to be engaged, that's what community does. That's what we do. And so please let us know. Send an email or let one of these incredible co-chairs, Shelly Khan, Mijanu, and Jamie Askin, let them know so that we can support you at this really difficult and challenging period. We're so thrilled to move from announcements to saying hi. We have a way in our community of asking people to rise up and just say where you're from and who you are. And if you're here tonight for the first time, we have about 204 cameras that are open at this moment, and I'm sure some of them are people who have never been to Romemu. So if you were Nigel Austin, and you're a longtime Romemu member, used to be the chair of the board, you would come over to somebody and say, hey, So nice to see you right now. But of course, Nigel I can see he's trying to reach through the camera to say hello to the new people. So let's make it easier on Nigel and all of us. Write your name and where you're from into the chat area so that many of us will then, as the chat is open, say Shabbat Shalom to you. We can kind of lift you up and say hi. First and foremost to Mikey Parker, who's here for the first time, I think, at a Friday night service with Romemu as a leader. So welcome, Mikey. So good to have you.
Not my first time. My first time was with Shir Yaakov, where you were out of town, and he was doing the thing, and it was incredible. And this is even better, I got to say, Rabbi David Ingber. I'm loving it.
Well,
great to be with everybody.
Could not have said that name it's kind of perfect that you said that name, because tomorrow morning, as part of our weekend of song, Shir Yaakov will be with us. Rabbi Shir Yaakov Fight will be with us tomorrow morning, leading services with Romemu, which is going to be so special. He's only 4 houses down, but we never sing together because he's 4 houses down and it's COVID. So I get a chance to watch him from my window as he leads services tomorrow morning. And it's so good to hear your incredibly soulful heart when you sing, Mikey. And thank you to you, Eliana, also. Not your first time with Romemu, but your music is remarkable. So welcome. Let's see who else is here. Let's take a couple looks. Astria from Delaware, Water Gap, Paul Fisher, right? And as we're doing this, I want to invite other people to tell us what song you're bringing this Shabbat. I think it's the Shabbat of the song, Shabbat Shira. I wonder what's in your playlist/praylist tonight. What's in your playlist? What are you singing tonight? Right? Are you singing a song of happiness, of joy, singing a song of justice? Are you singing the song of hope, despair? What's going on? It's everything. It's a tabula rasa. It's a blank slate in front of you. Fill it with the honest song that you are singing tonight. And we welcome Michael and Susie, who are not first timers, but they're in Miami Beach. And the Askins are saying hello. We welcome Becca, and who is in the Olympic Peninsula. Lucinda Kurtz and Oren Hesterman are from Ann Arbor, and they're here tonight. Jamie Goldenberg and Kiki from Great Barrington. Janet Rubin, my dear friend Chazan, amazing Janet Rubin from Memphis, Tennessee. What you do in Memphis now?
That's my mom.
Oh, that's your mom.
Yeah, my mom and my brother are here in Memphis, from Memphis.
Janice Rubin. So it's Janet Rubin. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, not Janice Rubin, Janet.
Welcome. Look at this incredible Mentimeter here. Chazan Schechter, are you looking at this? People are singing an anthem for anti-racism. People are singing Seasons of Love, Gratitude for Heat.
India Ari, I see peace. I see faith and Neo Hasidus. I see people singing into the magic shop and the Mushnik's lament and love, definitely lots of love. And tree songs. Some people are singing enoughness, and some people are singing in the spirit of Debbie Friedman and spaciousness. Samba Shabbos. Some of us are singing for Samba Shabbos. That could happen. And Shefa Gold, and fragility. What about you, David? Rabbi David?
I'm just looking at this. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. Gratitude. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. I think that I've been singing some arias from just different operas that touched my heart and helped me to move some grief through my body. I'm singing Una Fortiva Lagrima and La Luceva nella Stella. I'm singing with all of my brothers and sisters who are chanting with Kirtan, with Krishna Das, who's been here for a while. I'm singing with Shlomo Karlbach and with the sacred music of Magid Yitzchak Buxbaum. I'm singing these songs together with all of you. And so we as a community have a chance to stand, if you feel called to stand. Of course, if you're cozy next to your beloved at this moment, far be it for me to kind of rip you off your couch. But if you could just stand for a moment as we call and respond to one another and begin our evening. Ay, ay, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, Yadadai, dai, dai. As we stand together, we remember that each and every one of us is created as a irrepeatable, an unrepeatable and irrepressible expression of divine love, each and every one of you tonight. No matter what happens after the service or what happened before, in this moment, there is a reminder that the color of your skin and your eyes and your sexual orientation and your gender orientation and identification, the culture and your beliefs, all of those are part of the beautiful, diverse universe. But we, from diverse to universe, we come back to the one truth that each and every one of us is born into blessing, born from blessing. And so we call out in the name of truth, justice, in the holy way. Baruch et Adonai, ay, 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 HaMevorach.
Hi, 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 Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
La 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 la. You may be seated, everyone. Bruchat Shechina. One breath leads to another. One thought passes and another one replaces it, and each and every moment we practice the art of letting go. So as night gives way to day and day turns to night, we recognize Elah Chaya v'Kayemet Tamid Timloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed. Brucha At Shechina, blessed are you, source of life. Hama'ariva Aravim. Great love, you love us, source of life, Alat Olam. May we rest in a love that can't be taken, a love that can't be faked, a love that is given as a gift. Kihim Chayenu, V'yorech Yameinu, V'hem Negeh Yomam V'layla, V'yavatcha Tasir Mimenu Olamim. Baruch, a fountain of blessings is Yah. Ay, 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 Ohev Amo, Yisrael. Ay, 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 lai, lai. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'yochavta es Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך. Teach your children these loving ways when you sit in your home with them all day and all night, when you walk with them driving along the way, when they lie down and when they rise up in the morning. וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. We continue practicing, listening, reminding ourselves tonight in a deep listening to the way our actions have consequences, that we might plant seeds that will bring forth fruit of justice, love, compassion, that we might be in consonance, might be consistent in the way that we approach the natural world, recognizing the indivisibility of our own lives and destinies with that of the planet that we live on, in, and with. למען ירבו ימיכם וימי בניכם על האדמה שיש באדוני לאבותיכם, לתת להם כימי השמיים על הארץ. How we behave will determine whether or not there is a land to give to our children. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת להם יעשו להם ציצית על גנבי בגדיהם לדורות ונתנו על ציצית הכנף אצל החלץ והיה לכם לציצית וריסמו so זכרתם למען תסגרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי ואתם קדושים לבכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם. I am the source of power that liberated you from slavery, from bondage. This is your nightly reminder. That is the truth. Adonai Elohechem Emes.
Micha Mocha by my favorite rabbi, Rabbi Bob Marley, the original. Mi chamocha ba'eli shechina Mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh Nora tehilo osefele Nora tehilo osefele. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song, redemption song. Oh, pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty, We forward in this generation triumphantly. Please sing with me. Won't you help sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs.
מלכותך רהובנך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים. זה לי ענו ואמרו, won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. Adonai yimloch liolam va'ed, v'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo miyad chazak mimenu. How won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
From a place of freedom, not freedom of all responsibility, but freedom to be responsible for each other. Freedom to call out, freedom to support one another, freedom to know that our actions affect each other. We are interconnected. So we ask for shelter in peace and in love as we sing English words that are familiar and yet unfamiliar, and Hashkivenu on page 54, I believe. Shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, shelter us in love, shelter us in love, shelter us in place, in peace. Shelter us in peace and love. Shelter us in love. Shelter us in love. Hashkivenu ya Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leshalom. Hashkivenu ya Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leshalom. Shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, shelter us in peace and love, shelter us in love, shelter us in love, shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, oh shelter us in love, shelter us in love. Hashkivenu ya Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leshalom. Hashkivenu ya Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leshalom. Hashkivenu ya Eloheinu. Hashkivenu Vashkivenu leshalom.
ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, וסוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ועל ירושלים. Please rise if you're able. ושמרו עיני ישראל es השבת לעשות es השבת לדורותיו ברישראל ובין בני ישראל Shabbat vayik.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ויעמד בחירותי וימלך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן.
Le'alam u'li'almei almaya yisbarach Yisbarach v'yishtabach v'yispar v'yisroma v'yisnasei v'yishadar v'yisalev v'yisalal Shemei dekudisha Elamini kavir chasa Beshirasa Toshmechasa v'nechemasa Damiran be'alema And let us say
Amen.
Inviting each and every one of you to find your way into what is known as the Amidah, the standing prayer, but also the silent standing prayer. You might find affirmations or silence or touching a hand and a heart and breathing. Any one of these many, many ways to enter into this space as we hold this silence together.
Shiru Ladonai Higa Oga Asasvera Ramalaya Shiru Ladonai Higa Oga Asasvera Ramalaya Shiru Ladonai Higa Oga Suspera
There's an adage that says, don't waste a good crisis. So often we're so overwhelmed by the desire or the need to end a crisis that we lose the opportunity that a crisis provides us. All crises are moments fraught with the tension of a choice and the terror of making the wrong one. A crisis is a difficult or a dangerous time in which a solution is needed, and it's needed quickly. The word itself, crisis, the word itself comes from the Latinized form of the Greek, krisis, meaning turning point in a disease. Turning point in a disease. At such a moment, the person with the disease could get better or worse, and so it is a crisis, a critical moment. Those crises are moments when things could go either way, when decisions matter, and where we're tested to see if we might meet those moments with skill and power in order to effectuate wholeness and healing, resolution, and come through on the other side. The urgency of a crisis makes for great drama, of course, right? And for the possibility of course, paralysis in the face of the pressures being exerted upon us. When we're gripped by crisis paralysis, the stakes at hand and the potential for making a wrong decision is so overwhelming that we freeze. We're held in the grip, of course, of fear. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? Should I quit or should I remain? Should I go back or should I go forward? Tell me what to do. I know this feeling not only because I have some stuff in Libra, as some people will tell me, and so I'm by definition born into a kind of weighing my options, liking to be in the middle, but I know this, of course, because like all of you, I know crises, and I know crises paralysis. I know what it's like to have jokers on my left. Here I am stuck in the middle with myself and not knowing where to go. I know that one. And I think that all of us, to some degree, know this one at some point in our lives in some remarkably potent ways. And we all know that almost always what's happening for us is some terror that we might make the wrong decision, or a terror that we might make a decision that will be worse than where we were. We wouldn't want to trade in the suffering of the past for as yet to be told worse situation that is definitely coming along. And so we get stuck. In this week's Torah portion tomorrow morning, the Torah knows a thing or two about being stuck. In what Rabbi Alan Luke called maybe an ancestor of Henny Youngman, we have one of the more funny lines in the Torah, strange lines in the Torah. As the Israelites are running away from the Egyptians, they arrive, of course, at the Sea of Reeds. Ahead of them is the absolute terror of, who knows, the terror of a raging sea that might or might not be their grave. And behind them, the Egyptians, and the Israelites open in their paralysis, their crisis paralysis. You have to hear this in that Henny Youngman. Really, Moses, there weren't any graves in Egypt that you're now going to take us here to die here? This is where we're going to die? What did you do? The Israelites say to Moses, why did you take us out of Egypt? Isn't this what we told you in Egypt, saying, like, leave us alone, let us be slaves. Ki tov lanu. Oy vavoy. In the Bible, to say tov lanu, it is good for us. Anyone who's ever read even the beginnings of the Bible knows that the word tov is used about creation. Creation is tov. It's good, right? The light that God saw, that's good. It's good for us to be slaves? It's better, they say, to be slaves than to die here in the wilderness. Better the suffering we know than the suffering we anticipate. Better to go back than to go forwards. Better for us, the Israelites say, to be in the familiar, in the addiction, in the choice, in the pattern, in being in the absolute karmic inevitability of moment to moment. Better that than to cut it, because who knows, it might be worse on the other side. And lest we think that this paralysis is only because of their terror or their fear of the unknown, it also can be the terror, as I said, of the known, projected from an altogether different circumstance onto the present moment. It's not lost on us, or should never be lost on us, that to arrive at the Sea of Reeds as the ultimate last moment of their freedom, after having slaughtered the god of Egypt and facing that fear and walking through those doors, birthed into freedom, they are still not yet free. They have to walk through another set of doors, the doors and the walls of a raging sea, and who can't but think of the original sin of Egypt and the Israelite people, where babies were drowned by water. They face not only the unknown, but terribly the past now being revisited upon them as they have PTSD. Who knows? Will it be the same again? Can we rise to meet this moment? We all know what it's like to be scared. Right? We know what it's like to look at a situation that could radically change our lives for the better and shoot it down because we're afraid, to tear into it and to say, oh no, it's going to be much worse. We know what it is to waste a good crisis. And so it's vital to understand what Moses, the great therapist, will say to the Jewish people as they are standing there complaining to him bitterly, telling him how horrible it will be. The solution that he will offer to the Israelites must be compelling. It must give us too a way to calm our fears, allay our concerns, quell our terrors. It's a pretty big question that they've asked Moses, and he's going to actually give them a good piece of advice. And his advice will also answer another question that I'll get to that I've had for so long about tomorrow morning's Torah reading. What does Moses say to the people? He says to them, Vayomer Moshe la'am, Hityatz'al tira'u. Hityatzvu ure'u et yeshuat Adonai asher yaseh lechem hayom. Moses says to the people, first of all, don't be afraid. Moses says in the language of the great Rabbi Alan Lew in his book, Be Still and Get Going. Moses invites the people like a good friend, like a good teacher, to slow down and to interrogate the fear. Is this fear pachad, as Rav Nachman would say, of Breslov, pachad, meaning the fear of a phantom, the fear of something that isn't really true? Is it perhaps norah, another kind of fear, an excitement around the possibility that this actually might work out, and I'm just scared, and it could be really great, and what is it? Al tira'u. Moshe says, touch that fear for a moment, because you're not going to make it out of your karmic loop until you slow down and feel the truth of it. First step, stop and drop. And then Moshe says something else. He says, hityatzvu, stand firm. From the word in Ugaritic, to bring together, to build, hityatzvu liot natziv means to stand firm, but it also means to pull yourself together, he would say. Pull yourself together, meaning from all the different places as you sit down to meditate or as you sit down to notice the quality of your experience, pull yourself in. From all of the tendrils, all the places, pull it in to rest solidly in some state of observing and noticing, so that you might have a choice. Because if you're in your fear and if you're scattered, the likelihood is that you'll make a choice that will just put you right back in the loop. And then Moshe says, Ur'u, and see, and notice. Stop and drop, pull it in, and notice, see clearly. He says to the Israelites as they're standing there, hey, take a look out and see if this is really the same. Is this the same Nile as that Nile? Is this the same boss as that boss? Is this the same moment as that moment? Check it out. See if it's true. Don't act from your fear. Identify what it is. Pull yourself in and observe carefully. That's the way out of your crisis paralysis. Making new decisions, not succumbing to the kind of pessimism that found them there in front of that great raging sea. This perspective of Moshe, this remarkable teaching for us, for me, for you, for all of us in some way on how to walk through to the other side. I suspect that Moshe knew it in his kishkas, in his bones. It was a family tradition. And so when the Israelites finally do walk through, they take that deep breath, they take a jump, they walk in, and the sea splits. He can't help himself but start singing the whole, the celebration, the song of the sea. It's all incredible. But no sooner has Moshe finished his song than all of a sudden at the end of this sweet moment, Miriam, his sister, decides that she too wants to sing a song. And of course, I've always read that as a moment of egalitarianism and power. It's all true. But something else came to me this week as I listened to a teaching from an old rabbinic mentor of mine. He said that there's a midrash, there's a rabbinic story that goes something like this. The midrash says that in the beginning, when Pharaoh had decreed that all of the male children should be thrown into the Yor, into the Nile, there was a decree that went out from the house of Amram, from the house of the father of Miriam and the father of Aaron, that all of the Israelites who lived in Egypt should stop having children, lest they actually participate in this project, in this overarching threat to the future. And so Amram and his Beit Dino and his tribunal in the Midrash, Amram sends out an edict telling everyone to stop having children. And the Midrash records that Miriam, who was then 6 years old, came to her father. And she said to her father, Father, Gizeiratcha, your decree that we should stop having children is worse than the decree of Pharaoh. Worse than the decree of Pharaoh. Miriam said to her father, don't participate in this fear. Miriam said to her father, now is the moment. This crisis is a moment that's an opportunity to find strength, to do the thing that is different this time, to stand out, to make something happen that moves life and our people forwards. And so here at the end of tomorrow morning's reading, this great heroine will return. She'll add her song to the song of her brother and to the song of the whole people, as if to say, this is my Torah, she says. This is my teaching, as distilled through my brother. Be still. Silence your fears and take a step towards the future. Silence your fears, pull yourself together, and step into the new paradigm. This Torah that comes along on Shabbat Shirah, this Shabbat, is for me, I hope, and for all of us, an invitation for us to slow down and to notice what it is that stands between us and a future that we can taste, but we are afraid to make manifest. What stands between us and a desire to just go back to the way things were. There comes a time, said Anais Nin, that the pain, right, of the bud, the pain of remaining a bud was much, much greater than the imagined pain of what it would be to bloom. So whatever you imagine is going to happen, notice it. Miriam's waiting on the other side. Please rise. Remember, Adonai, one day, Lemelech HaKol Haaretz, Vayom Ahu, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Yeah, Adonai Echad Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo Echad. So, sweet friends, into this sacred container, we invite those who are in mourning to please rise as all of us give our attention to the names of members of our community who have been lost in the last 7 days and also in the last month and in the last year. We remember all of these beloveds.
Mizmor David, Hashem Elohu Echzar, Be'enai Stashayah Miteni, Amenu Chaysin Aleini, Nafshi Yeshovev, Nafshi Yeshovev,
Remember also my friend Joel Winnig and All of those who have no one to say mourner's Kaddish for them, please rise if it's your custom to stand with the mourners as well. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabam. Yalma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael v'agala u'izman koriv imeru amen.
Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Yomei Omaya.
Rabba mivorach le'alam yomei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'olma v'imiru amen. Yehi shlom rabba mitshemaya v'chayim tovim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imiru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromal Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel, and let us say Amen. So my friends, all of these names, I just want to say before we move on, because it's hard to move on. And in a way, one of the things that Debbie Friedman provided this community, and not just our community, but many, many communities in New York City, was for many years she did a healing service every month at the JCC of Manhattan, and before that in other places. And in so many ways, the healing that comes on a Friday night service is uplifting and it's beautiful, but there's also, there's a quality here where so much of our energy on Friday night is to celebrate, but when do we have a chance to cry during the week? When do we have a chance to release some of the tears and the grief that we hold? And really, Shabbat is not exactly the time for us to sit around and cry, right? It's not, traditionally, we don't sit around and crying on Shabbat. But I just want to say that I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and I told this to my class today. And she was leading a Tu B'Shvat Seder. She was leading this beautiful ritual meal in honor of the special holiday for the trees, which we celebrated a couple of nights ago. And she just wrote to me and she said, I started crying this morning and I haven't stopped. And she said, I felt like I had so many tears and so much that needed to be released. And I said to her, I've had this ritual for, late at night. I have like a playlist. I call it a pray list, where I listen to music that helps me to grieve. And because we need those tears to be shed. We need the body to release. And so much can be held in the body, so much grief, so much loss. So again, I'm not the therapist in chief, and there are many, many members that I'm looking at who are these remarkable therapists and sweethearts in our community. But we need good grief, good grief. We need good grievers. We need to be able to grieve in a way that is consistent with the amount of pressure and holding that we have. And for so many of us, when we come in front of that great sea and we say, oh, I need to hear Miriam's voice saying, you know what? Make love so that we can have a future. And I don't mean that in that way. I mean it the way that she said to her father as a 6-year-old. She said, come on, let there be vitality in life. And sometimes we can't let that vitality flow until we are able to find the tears to mourn some of the loss of vitality and some of the loss of so much that we've seen in the last months. And so I just want to bless all of you also with, on the Shabbat of song that, there's lots of different songs, right? The songs that make us cry, the songs that make us smile. And certainly into our cup of blessing tonight, songs from Ileana Light, who brings us joy and her remarkable talent. And into our cup of blessing, Mikey Parker, who also brought his song and his music and his unique vibration. And of course, our inimitable Chazan Basia Schechter, of course. And we have a lot of thank yous. So let me get to them while I'm saying it by heart. On the screen in front of you, we can thank the entire Romemu staff. As you fill up your cup of blessing, all of the people that are behind the scenes who are not visible tonight, but who are working tirelessly throughout the week to make this community hum and to continue to support it in so many ways. Thank you to all of them. Thank you to Rebecca Feldman and to Willie Kane, who are holding the space behind the cameras tonight. Yasher Koch to the two of you. And all of these people, keep looking. Our newest members of our team, Deborah Pasner. Thank you to all of you So I'd like to know if you wouldn't rise for a moment with your cup of blessing in your hand. I wonder whose voice you hear when you freeze. I wonder which Moshe voice in you says, hey, stop, drop. Take a breath, interrogate that fear. Where is it? Pull yourself in and see. I wonder what those words are, and maybe you'll share it with a friend tonight at your table, or just remember those words as we face so many things daily. Into this cup of blessing. It was evening, and then it was morning on the sixth day. Vayechulu Hashemayim Ratzvichot Tzva'am. Vayichal Elohim Yom Hashvi Malakto Asher Asa. Vayishbos Vayom Hashvi Mikom Malakto Asher Asa. Vayevarech Elohim Et Yom Hashvi'i. Vayekadesh Oso. Kivo Shavas Mikom Malakto Asher Bara Elohim. La'aso. Sorry, my friend.
L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei de pri hagafen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho b'yava uvratzon uchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikroi kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'charta v'yotanu kidashta im kol amim v'shabbat kodecha b'yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Chaim.
Chaim. Hey friends, good Shabbos everybody. Tomorrow morning we'll see you at 9 o'clock for the Torah study with Rabbi Kol Re'eses and myself. As we highlight people, send them your love.
Mark Horn, everybody, New York Times, Sunday morning, Mark Horn.
All right, Mark Horn. Good Shabbos to Mark Horn. We love you. Miss you in class.
Nigel, Kim, Jay.
Good Shabbos, Lisa. Good Shabbos, Tammy and Rob.
Mallory.
Hey, Noah and Felice.
Dan, David.
Good Shabbos, Astria. I think that's the right way to pronounce your name. Astria. Estrella. Okay. Shabbos, Alex. Shabbos, Ariana. Mikey. Oh Lord, we pray. Shabbos. Jai.
Kevin, Susie.
Shabbos, Carol, Surah. Shabbos and Kristen Wall. Whoa. Kristen Wall. Rachel. Shabbos, Debbie. Oh, Marcy and Fred. Good Shabbos to you. Shabbos Glory, Shabbos Stu, Shabbos Beverly, Shabbos Joshua, Juan and Alisa, good Shabbos. I see your new friend. I see. Shabbos Carla. Shabbat Danny. Shabbos, Danny. Michael. And Jacob. Shabbos, friend.